Good day and welcome back, my angels, as we continue with your general energetic readings for the sign of Sagittarius for November 2023. I am working on the processing of your general reading for November. This is now going to be your love reading for November. I can't stress enough, especially with love readings, that the energy of you, your love interest, or any third party, or anybody that is involved in your love relationship in any form, or in your life for that much, can impact this reading, can impact anything that is shown here today. And don't forget, your own intuition and the way how you move can alter anything here. This is just kind of like, a gauge that if you stay this path, and as things are aligned today, as we look at the cards today, this could transpire, or what may transpire or has transpired. But again, anybody can throw a wrench in it and throw it off course, as with any reading, mine's or with anyone's here or elsewhere where you get readings from or just watch. Be mindful. These are just areas where things can happen, but other things and other factors could always change the outcome. Have an open mind, know what pertains to you, and leave the rest, because there's so many of us wonderful Sagis in the universe. Cards are blessed and prayed for to allot for time, so I don't spend too much time shuffling on camera. We're going to cleanse the area to shake the vibration and bring good energy between your space and mine. If this is your first time, don't let it be the last. Share, like, and comment. And it's going to be our birthday season soon in 2 weeks. So put down your birthday so I can give you a shout out on your special day. What is the messages for Sagittarius? What are the general? Oh, okay. As I was shuffling, Eight of Cups wanted to come out. So right out the gate, the universe sees us, or we might see ourselves, or we're contemplating moving away from some situations emotionally when it comes to love. Don't get it twisted. People leave relationships even if they have time, money, children, family invested in it, or even still have some form of a romantic tie to that person. People will leave people for less, but sometimes, no matter as good as it may seem, if there's really underlying issues that you and your partner cannot get away from, or you can't seem to come together and change or agree upon, it might be for your mental health and for your stability and for your growth and manifestation that you walk away from something that for the most part has fulfilled you, has given you life and love. And I know that's a tough decision, but there's times in life where we all have to be brave enough to say, hey, I know what I got here. I know what it could be, or what it should have been, or what it would have been. But I've got to deal with whatever unhappiness or whatever is unsettling in this relationship that is no longer working for us. Yes, I'm leaving a lot of memories. A lot of my soul and emotions are tied to this person. We might have financial stake and properties together and have children and a lifetime of memories and friendships. But at the point in the road that we are in this life, it's better that you walk away. You'll make new memories. You'll hopefully fall in love again. Or if it's fated to be, you will reconnect on this person. But this is just not the time to stay. So whatever fight or whatever indifference that you're having, many of you might be in deep thought, more so than you've ever been. Maybe you've joked around, oh, I'm going to leave you. I don't care about all this stuff. Because sometimes men and women feel like they can hold on to us because they financially provide to us, or they put a roof over our head. They shower us with gifts. But there comes a point, especially for Sagittarius, where our spiritual being, who we are as a person, how we feel as an individual, you can't put a price on that. So we thank you for the gifts, right? We thank you for all the material things and what love you have given us. But if there are issues that shake our relationship to the core and make us doubt the relationship, question our love for you or your love to us, we have to do what is right for us, especially if it's causing us instability. So that really wanted to force itself out as I was shuffling. So that must be, or it's going to be, a factor for some of you this month. We get in the reverse the King of Cups. And I'm taking the reversals because The deck is not upside down. This is how it came. So again, I feel like, we're starting out with a lot of emotions here. This could be a very emotional month for some of my Saggies when it comes to love. It could be heightened because we are coming towards our birthday season, and maybe some of you made promises to yourself. You might have given your relationship a timeline, or your partner an ultimatum, like, listen, if by this date things don't change, I'm leaving, regardless of what we have or where we were going or what we should have been. This is what I'm doing. And with the King of Cups in reverse, I feel like, you've held on to your emotions with this situation as long as you can, and you're no longer going to let your emotions lead you into staying into this relationship, because maybe it's your emotions that have made you or led you to stay in this relationship quite longer. Maybe you've put up with stuff that you wouldn't have put up normally, but because you were leading with your emotions and thinking with your heart instead of your head, you stayed maybe longer than you should, right? The party was over, but you still wanted to dance. We also get the Three of Wands in reverse. And I usually like the Three of Wands energy when it's upright, because it's you looking out for potential. It's you thinking of your options. You're grounded for the most part, but you're seeing what's out there, what you want to do, what avenues are there for you to partake in, or what things you might want or might not want to do for your relationship. How the opportunities that may be out there, or however you're struggling within your relationship, is going to lead you overall with your life decisions. And with it in the reverse, it's like, yeah, you've really come to this point in this relationship where you've let the situation, whatever havoc or negativity or toxicity that is going on in your relationship, you've let it go on far too long. Sometimes because we're so giving and loving, we give people so many chances. And that's why I always say, when a Sagi leaves you, or they cut ties or sever ways with you, by time they do that, they really, really have given you so much time, so much room to make it right with them, to get your act together, so that when they do finally walk away from you, you cannot say, oh, but you didn't give me a chance, you didn't let me explain, you didn't give me time to change. No, we gave you that in the kitchen sink and more. So a lot of you, like, you're done, like, you're over, you're done. You've done so much, you've extended time and sympathy, and at the cost of your overall happiness and direction. What's at the bottom of the deck? The past coming to revisit. So I'm getting two messages with this. This is that you could have given someone who came back to your life a chance. But in doing so, you notice that the longer you reconnected with them, the more you realize they didn't change. If anything, in some cases, they might have gotten worse. And for some Saggies, this is a sign that at this time, maybe you're getting the strength to finally leave. Not because you're just tired of it and you're ready to go, but there's an opportunity of a connection, of someone coming back to your life, apologizing, wanting to reach out to you, wanting to make amends. And maybe this is someone that you feel is worthy to give a second chance, or someone that you've been thinking about. Love and life and the universe have a funny way of doing things. They bring people into our life in certain times, in certain moments. Either we draw them spiritually, or vice versa, or the universe brings them forth. So this person coming back into your life, seeking forgiveness, or coming back in a way to show you something about themselves, that they are still connected to you, even if you want to deny it, comes almost in the right time when you're getting ready to walk away from this existing relationship that you're in. So it kind of gives you the gumption, or the ability to walk away, because it's not like you feel like you're going to be alone. You have the hope here of love coming back, or love coming in again. And you might have more faith in this person coming back than the one that you're with, that you've given ample chances to, and that you're leaving. The Lovers, Yeah, you and this person definitely was lovers. The thought of you being lovers again might have crossed both your minds. You might have had some spiritual connection with this person, or maybe there's been signs. Maybe you've kind of crossed each other in the street, or you saw each other on social media, or someone mentioned to one of you that the other person was inquiring. If the world is a small place, news gets around quickly. So that person could have heard that you're going through it with your partner and you're about to bounce, and they might feel like this is the perfect time to gather your attention, or at least start coming back into your life if you allow them. Well, we had the Six of Wands in the reverse. This is usually the victory card. So you're not winning in love, or you don't feel that your love life is what it should be. You feel like you're taking an L, or maybe you've been taking losses in relationships, and that's something that you need to evaluate. Followed by the Page of Wands. So hopefully, as you walk away from relationships, or you finally get the gumption that you're done with a particular situation, and even though you feel, you're having a bad time with love or bad luck, there is the opportunity for you to talk to others, or others to give you or convey messages to help you get through this patch, whether it's to go into the arms of another, or for you just to be single for a moment, to live at your highest cause, and to go towards your dreams and your aspirations rather than putting all your energy in love. You don't have to go from one relationship to another. Most people think that that's just a pattern that you must do. Oh, I'm broken up, so I must be in the next relationship right away. No. You need that time in between to heal, to find out who you are. What went wrong with your relationship? What is it that you're looking for? What is it that that person didn't provide you, or vice versa? What went wrong so that it doesn't happen in another relationship? Maybe what you wanted in a relationship and your desire for relationships has changed. So it's okay to say, you know what? I'm done with love for now. I got other things to take care of that are going to give me joy and happiness. It's okay to say no to relationships if emotionally you're not there and you're detached from it. Wheel of Fortune, like I said, many of you have your eye on the bigger things in life, like your financial prosperity, your growth, your education, where you want to live, what you want to be when you grow up. Or if you're a more seasoned Sagittarius, what is retired life going to look for you? When are you going to start traveling, enjoying the world, and sharing your gifts with others? How can you help with your light within with others? Are you following your spiritual calling, or have you been denying it because you've been trapped in these many love relationships that have altered your perception? So with focusing on other things in your life, especially your fortune, your wealth, your prosperity, your career, your education, anything that will advance you and ground you spiritually, the earth and the planets, the universe is all here for it. There's nothing but good, positive energy. When you realize the time to step away from relationships, give love a break, and just do you. The blessings are there. And justice. For many of you, the best thing you could do for yourself, the best gift you could give yourself this coming birthday season, is the peace and solitude and the growth that you need as an individual, to love you the way that you should be loved, rather than waiting on other people to do that job for you. You'll be surprised how the pieces of the puzzle will fit together. You'll be surprised how the answers will come to you. Your vision will be clear. And for the persons or persons that have wronged you in the past in relationships, you will see the karmic energy adjust to make it right. In the middle of the deck, it's about having patience. It's about having and knowing where to place your wisdom and your energy. Not trying to rush through the process, not trying to recreate the wheel. In some relationships, we just continuously force the issue. We want to keep putting a Band-Aid on something that just can't be fixed. Be patient not only with the people that you love, but more importantly, be patient with yourself to understand some relationships and some of the connections that you make with certain lovers or partners just weren't meant to be for the long haul, or they just weren't meant to be at all. Sometimes we force relationships and then we wonder why they don't work out. Well, because energetically, we weren't meant to really be with this person. We don't jive. We don't really mix. And when we do, it's very short-lived. This is a time for you to be in control, but be calm in your control in your pursuits. Be diplomatic. You always notice in the Temperance card, pouring into one cup to another, achieving balance. And when you have peace and you put patience in your life, it forces you to have that balance, not to give too much into love and forego the other things in your life. It's also a time that many of you need to exchange or communicate in a relationship. Look into and do the soul searching about your feelings. You having patience and working with your Sagittarius energy this month, especially as we get closer to our season, will help you avoid the restlessness that contributes to many of you not having energy, many of you feeling tired, feeling disgusted. Use your Temperance energy to have control, to have peace, to make the waters calm, to know how to pour into one cup into the other. Sometimes in life you have to balance it out. It can't be all one thing and nothing. You should have an equal mix, so to speak. Let's see what other messages we get. Past lives. It could be someone coming back to you from a past life. Someone is looking deep into your soul, or someone feels like they're part of your soul. They have a cosmic or spiritual connection to you. Someone that you're dealing with. This could be the person that you're in the relationship that you're ready to walk away from. It's very clever. Don't misjudge them. Don't play them for a fool. They could be 2 to 10 steps ahead of you. They could be planning things behind your back. So be very mindful of how you move, especially if you decide to leave this relationship, how and when you decide to do so. I love this coming right after that, reminding you to be silent in all that you do. Do not convey, even to your deepest friends and family members, what it is that you plan to do, especially when you're leaving a relationship or making a drastic change in your life. You don't want it to be tampered with. You don't want to, block your blessings, so to speak. You want everything to go according to plan, and hopefully it's divine planning as well. So being silent is so important for that to happen. Have a vision of where you see yourself, who you might want to be with, or where you want to be, not only within your world, but just in the world of life, if you're not happy in a relationship that you're in now. The card of illusion is reminding you that many of you have been living in relationships where it is a living illusion. You've been living in a relationship thinking that it's perfect, wanting it to be perfect, therefore it must be perfect, when you know deep down in your soul it's not perfect. At some point, Sagittarius, even our optimism at its highest level, we have to recognize people and our relationships for what they are and for what they truly aren't. Stop living in a fake illusion. You're just putting yourself deeper and deeper into pain, into agony, and it'll be harder to break away or to walk away. Perception. What has been your perception? For some of you, you've already been living in, a different world. You're looking at your relationship in a different scope than what your partner looks at it as. You might look at your relationship like, oh, it's the bomb diggity. They love you. You're the best thing. And they might be looking at it like, yeah, Sag is okay, but, I still want to do my thing and have fun with others. What is your perception? Don't get stuck in the illusion. Get stuck in the reality of what your relationship really is. What is it your partner is actually doing and not doing? Not what they say they're going to do and what they promise they're going to do, but what are they actually showing and not showing you? Have the true visualization and perception of what your reality is and not what you wish it would be. Oh, sorry, this card came out. Hurtful events. Some of you, not all of you, will suffer disappointment this month. There may be heartbreak before, during, or after your birthday season. As you endure this period, learn not to dwell on the past so it won't anchor you down. For those of you who are leaving a relationship or contemplating to finally, give up on it, it is a hurtful event because you feel it's time and energy wasted. It's hurtful when you have to walk away from something or someone that you've invested in. With the card of helpful change, you will navigate through change successfully by allowing the universe to assist you when you need it most. So the universe is going to facilitate the change that you need and help you if you really are serious about moving ahead or moving away from a particular relationship into maybe something new, or just taking a break and just living your life and following your dreams. With the card of explore options, for many of you, it's time to refocus. It's time to look to see what else is out there for you romantically, or other opportunities for you to do other things with your time rather than being in and out of relationships and disappointments. So this is time for you to explore your options. Look at the new opportunities and look into other options that you may have not noticed before. When you're so engulfed in a relationship and you're trying to save it, or you're trying to live between the atmosphere of your relationship, what it is and what it isn't, you forget that you have options. So take this time as you really open up to yourself and you're honest with yourself and your emotions, and you know what you want to do and how you feel about this relationship, what your next step is. You always have options. And then finally, with the card breaking molds, there's a new way to do things. There's a new way that many of you maybe need to start treating and looking at your relationships and who you pick and why you pick the type of person that you pick, and why do you stay in fatal or mismanaged toxic relationships the amount of time that you do. Why do you put up with the pain and agony so long? Why do you always have to be Mr. Nice Guy and Miss Nice Gal? Break those boundaries. Erase, Sagittarius, all those identifications, anything which fixes you permanently into one mold. Many of you are just stuck because you're doing the same thing, and you don't see physically or mentally or deep within your soul that you're doing the same thing, because you think it's different because it's a new face, it's a new name, it's a new body. But the actions and the torment that you're putting yourself in these relationships through, and what you're experiencing and what you're getting or not getting from them, is truly the same. It's like a vicious cycle repeating itself. So you have to break free from that. Let's see what the energy is for many of you. Well, some of you are depressed this particular month of November, or you feel depression coming upon. You might feel numb, withdrawn, like, it's at some point where you have to leave a relationship, or you just feel like you're a failure at love. It can be depressing. So that's why you've got to make smart decisions. You got to think about your mental capacity and your emotions and your life overall, not just in love, but how your love life affects your life and your mobility and where you're going towards your future. Resistant. Some of you are very defensive, rebellious, not wanting to leave or not wanting to change your patterns of love. The same repetitive cycles and the same type of people that you like, or the same, terrible situations you find yourself time in again in relationships, whether it's a third party or someone who's addictive or someone who's codependent or someone who has 2 or 3 baby mamas, or, you're in love with the stripper. These repetitive things that you just seem to be a magnet to, but you're resistant to stop because maybe you feel that's all you know or that's all you deserve. Caught inadequate, yes. Many of you feel inadequate because you see how this car is struggling to go up the hill. Many of you feel that you are inadequate to move further in your relationship or to move further in life. And yes, if you're going through things and they're repetitive lessons that you're not learning, yes, it's going to be a tough climb to get to where you want to get to. That feeling of being ill-equipped, feeling that you're not worthy. Like, what is wrong with me? Why can't I get it right? Why am I failing at life and love? Free. Some of you just wanting to soar free, to know what it is just to be by yourself and to live a life of just you being you, not being tied to a relationship or tied to the meaning of what love is. You just want to be free. And you've been fighting for this freedom, but many of you are afraid to have it. You're afraid to be independent because maybe you are the codependent one. Maybe you need to have that arm candy. You need to have that particular lover or person in your life. Let's go to the romance cards. Magnetic souls. Your sacred souls are instantly drawn toward each other. This could be describing the initial feeling with whomever you are with, or the magnetic feeling towards this person that may be trying to come back to you. Again, as much as you might want to be apart, you're drawn together. With the card of laughter, the laughter shared between soulmates warms the spirit in a way no code ever could. Sometimes you stay because, maybe they're not the best lover, they're not the best provider, but they entertain you. You have good laughter, you share good times, you do have some things in common. But is that laughter enough to call it a relationship, to call it a marriage? Forgive and heal. As you forgive and heal, your love life becomes brighter and healthier. For those of you who realize maybe this is not the love for you, this is not the relationship that you need to stay in or continue to fight for, as you forgive yourself and you forgive them and you heal, you will feel better. You will do better and be better. And then finally at the bottom of the deck, enchanted love, a sacred bond that is divinely guided and harmonious. So I do feel for some of you, even if you don't want to reconnect with someone that could be coming back in from the past, someone that is asking for forgiveness, trying to bestow a new way to approach you romantically, there might be other opportunities for others that might see you as a catch, others that you might feel that you can gravitate to romantically. It just depends when they come to you and where's your heart and mindset at that particular time. In the middle of the deck, we get patience again, as it always is the case with Sagi. Why to rush, Sagi? There's no need to rush, divine timing. Enjoy the journey because it is worth the wait. And that is why a lot of mistakes are made with Sagi when it comes to your love life, because you want to rush. You need to be with a particular person. You need to be in love. You need to be like your friends in a relationship, just for the sake of being in a relationship, even if it's a bad one. Or you put a time clock on, I want to be married by a certain age, or my person needs to do this and be that. Be patient and let both of you be who you're supposed to be, not only to each other, but to yourselves. Let's see if there's any messages coming from your persons or persons. I wish I had treated you better. So there's that person, which could be current or the one who was trying to come back, who wished they had been better to you. Maybe you wouldn't be leaving them, or maybe you wouldn't be using that against them to not welcome them back. I'm afraid to contact you. So there could be someone that has you in mind. They think of you, they miss you, but they're afraid to contact you because they might feel that, the ties are severed for you and there's no going back. That bridge is long come and gone. I want to tell you how I feel. I feel this is both you and your person. You both want to convey how you feel because it's important that you understand how and why you feel the way how you feel. especially if you're the Saggy that is walking away from a relationship that you are invested in. And your partner might be looking at you like you've got 10 heads, like, why would you leave me? You know, because some men and women just know they're a catch, and they'll be like, oh, I'm the best thing that can happen to you, Saggy. But you really want to tell them how you feel, like, you know, you're not all that I thought you were. You're not all that you could have been to me. So some of you do want to move in silence and not rock the boat, but others of you need to leave, and you feel that you need to really tell them for the final time why it's not going to work and why you won't be back, and this is it. So they can really understand. Maybe it won't help your relationship, but maybe it'll help them with future partners. At the bottom of the deck, I wish I could take back my words. Sometimes in relationships, both past and present, you know, we say things out of anger, we say things out of bitterness. But certain things, once you say them, you can't take it back. And that's why patience really does matter. Because when you rush to say things in a heat of anger, boy, we can say some things, Saggy, that we know how our mouth is, right? That's all I'm going to say. So take it easy, because you can say things, like I said, or things can be said to you that can hurt to the core, that can never be retracted. From my heartfelt deck, we get, can't we just be friends? You know, at this point, for many of you, it's not like you dislike the person that you're with. It just doesn't work anymore romantically. And maybe you were better off just being friends. Or maybe at this point, friendship is the best thing that you could just be to each other. Friends. You block my blessings. Maybe this is something you want to say. Like, you know, damn it, I've put up with you. You know, I've lost so much because of you. I've sacrificed so much because of you. I've put you first. You're blocking my blessings. I've got to move myself away from you in this relationship so I can get to where I need to be, so I can achieve the things that I'm destined to achieve. I can see clearly now. Once you can see, or once Sagittarius opens up their eyes and taps into their spiritual truth and awareness, and they really see a relationship and person within that relationship for who and what they are and aren't, and you realize that they're blocking your blessings, that just kind of seals the deal. Like, yeah, it's time to leave. Yeah, I've been with you a minute, but it's time to go. At the bottom of the deck, it's not what you think. You know, I feel that's your person trying to give you a last minute, again, yet excuse why you shouldn't leave them, whatever they were doing or whatever they were into, or why they're acting or not acting the way they should with you. It's not what you think. It's never what we think, right, Saggy? It's never what we think. It's always something different. We're far off. But they don't realize, Sagittarius, they don't realize our intuitiveness. And we could spot a liar like miles away. Would the message give yourself some credit for doing a good job at this whole living thing? The universe is saying, Saggy, I know not all my Saggis have had it fair in love. A lot of you have had more frogs than princes. A lot of you have suffered broken hearts, and you've had more than your share of third-party relationships. It's not easy, but you're going to get through it, and you're doing a good job. You just need to make some adaptation and some, adapt to some changes in some areas, and you need to really painfully, unfortunately, learn a lot of the lessons that you seem to not want to learn. But you need to give yourself credit that you've gotten this far, and that even if you failed before and you didn't recognize the signs and you didn't heed the lesson, give yourself credit that through patience and diligence and understanding and awareness, you now are being able to see what it is in these relationships or with this particular person. Look around and find some signs. The universe is speaking to you. Many of you, you've had the sign from day one when you met your person that this was not going to be the love of your life, but you still wanted it. You still want to go down the aisle and have children with them or make permanent plans with them. Pay attention to the signs. The universe speaks to you in many ways, through your own intuitiveness, through friends, through family, visually, numerically. Pay attention to the signs. The universe will not steer you wrong. And with the card, stop giving away your power right now. This is like a final call. The universe is kind of angry with my Saggies, those of you who keep going into these terrible relationships. You keep opening up yourself to people who don't deserve you. You keep belittling yourself and being in love relationships on a very low vibrational level. Stop giving people your power and your gifts and your love who don't deserve it away. And then finally with this deck at the bottom we get, let your feelings out. All of them, even the ones that scare you. So for many of you, as you really are calling it quits, you're ready to walk away from this particular relationship, you really are going to pose your feelings and tell this person once and for all how you feel and why you feel and why there is no coming back and why you're willing to leave. If you believe you need to leave this person, or if you believe you need to stay, whatever you believe, go with your convictions. Some of you, leaving or staying in this relationship can affect your health. And if you have health issues, it's better for your improving health that you do what is right for you. You're ready. Many of you are ready. Like I said, I think, you've gone through enough and you're really ready to make this move. And then finally, meditation brings answers. Having time alone, if they're out doing their thing and it gives you time to be by yourself, it's in those quiet moments when you're by yourself that you really come to terms with who this person is and what this relationship is or isn't. This person or someone in your life romantically might be asking you for a favor, so just be careful of that, especially if you plan on severing ties with them. There's a promotion possibly coming towards your way as far as work. This relationship could impact that if you are not mentally focused and if you're coming from a place of a broken heart. If you are up for a promotion, you need to be in the right frame of mind. And with the card frozen, there may be a hiring freeze, or there could be the possibility that jobs that you wanted are not calling you back. Maybe you didn't apply to them, or you didn't put your best foot forward because you were so involved with this relationship. You get the card of real passion. Stop wasting your time on dead-end jobs and find your true passion. It's fine to experiment, but don't settle for less than you truly deserve. I really feel that's not only for jobs, but also in your love life. Stop settling. A lot of you too might be taking jobs that you really don't want. You're using it as a distraction, either to be out to home or to have an excuse to be away from this person. As we come to a close, what else we have for Sagittarius? Seven of Swords. This person has taken or is planning to take something from you, or you feel like they've taken something from you which they may have denied. You've been on standby. You've been on hold on this relationship. Kind of like clueless as to what to do next. And I think finally you're coming out of it. But this is just a confirmation that many of you have just been just existing in this relationship. Is it love? Is it not love? Are you arm candy? Are you just there because they're there? That type of energy. Then we get the Ace of Swords. I think mentally now, many of you are beginning to see you need to sever ties with this person. And then with the Page of Cups in the reverse, it's like there's nothing that they could say to you. There's no messages that anyone can bring to you that romantically will make you want to stay with this person. Middle of the deck, we get the World. Many of you feel it's time for you to shake up your world, to do new things. It's about you and your world. You want to travel. You want to experience life. Maybe you want to do things that being in this particular relationship or being tied to this particular person and their energy is not allowing you to do. In closing, we get celebrate. You're being asked to celebrate a recent accomplishment. So for many of you, you walking away from this person or this relationship, as sad as it may be, as hurtful as it could be, or as disappointing, in a way it is a very quiet celebration. A celebration that you're finally mustered up the strength to walk away, and to walk away for good, and to celebrate that You're moving towards your future. You're moving towards what you need to do for you to make you happy, whether it's in a relationship or not. You've got this and you're going to go after it. Also, with the card of resolution, whatever it is that you've been struggling with is about to be resolved, Sagittarius. Remember that resolutions don't always happen in the way we hope or necessarily want. But being able to move forward and start fresh always brings relief. And you finally coming to this fork in the road and making up your mind that you're done and you're going to bounce and you're going to move forward in whatever direction, whether it's solo dolo or, into the arms of someone else. You're going to have the peace that you feel you deserve. Soar, you're being asked to stop dimming your own light, which many of you do when you settle for relationships. It's time for you to come out of the shadows and let your authentic self soar. Fly high, Sagittarius. And that's what you should do, and I think that's the celebration. That you are free now to be you. You might be stuck in relationships where it's controlling, or this person is very jealous, or this person might be out doing their thing, but they have you home cooking and being the housewife and not being able to share your talents or socialize with your friends. And now as a single, powerful, independent Sagittarius, you can soar and shoot your arrow and do and be everything that you were destined to be. The last and final card for this November general love reading is the card of change, and so rightfully so. You're being asked to change a part of yourself, Sagittarius, that no longer feels like the person you've become or are becoming. Change isn't always easy, as we know, but letting go of this outdated part of yourself or this outdated relationship will allow you to align with your true self. And for many of you, that is what you are working towards. You've come to the resolution. You've come to the point in your life where you recognize that you need this change. You're going to celebrate because you're now going to be free to be you, to love you, or to love someone else. However it is, it will be a happy ending. Maybe you don't see it right in the beginning, but you're going to get there. Blessings, my angels.